Hey, what's up guys, and before we get started with today's video, I want to point out this is a heavy work in progress scenario. It is not yet complete and probably won't be complete by the end of the year, so just be aware of that. But with that said, let's get started with the video. Hey, what's up guys, Shadow Steel here, and welcome to another episode of Railworks Sundays. Today, I've got a little bit of a special holiday treat for you guys. You may have noticed we were on the Clinchfield Railroad during the CSX time, during the CSX era. But we've got a little bit of a challenge for us today. As soon as she comes around the corner, I didn't time this correctly, but boys, it's time. Time to bring Santa to town. Yes, today we are operating these Clinchfield Challenger number 676 over the Clinchfield Railroad, pulling the Santa Express. Yes, don't mind that most of the cars are mismatched here, but I mentioned this at the very beginning. This is a very heavy work in progress scenario. We are still, I am still working on making the scenario finished up here. But yeah, we are going about operating the Clinchfield Challenger for once. Ah, fuck. Keep doing it. Where is my mouse cursor? But yeah, we are. Oh my god, I'm going way faster than I should. And my safeties are going too, so that's good. Either way, we've got a couple. We're operating the Clinchfield Challenger number 676, which, by the way, is a fictional member of the class. The Clinchfield Challengers, they've rostered between 670 and I think 675, because they're all Denver and Rio Grande locomotives here. Okay, here we go. Trying to get her moving here. By the way, to get this thing to work, there is a lot of effort that needs to be done. Because A, I need to make sure that the locomotive is able to run on the snow. This is, if you haven't guessed already, this is Smokebox's Challenger locomotive here. This is his Challenger, and we are operating him with a fictional train here. Oh, we're speeding up again. But yeah, the whole progress here was to mimic the famous Santa special, the Clinchfield Santa train. And supposedly, and granted, I did some research. This is an old scenario, by the way. This is a very old scenario. But the original scenario design was to operate the Challenger between Clinchfield, on the Clinchfield. Like this was a plan for a long time. And when Smokebox released his heavy Challenger locomotives, when I found out one of the locomotives was a Clinchfield Challenger, I had to really go at it and actually work on the actual locomotive here. An actual service here. So, oh, we're speeding again. Keep that throttle open, just so we don't get blowback here. Trying to get some good views here. Oh, perfect. Pause here real quick. Let me get a shot of the train going over the bridge here. This is one of the bridges that is just outside of, like I said, like this is a heavy work in progress scenario, and I'm trying to get some good shots of the locomotive as it rolls by here. So Unfortunately, with some scripting errors on the locomotive, there is some scripting errors. Unfortunately, with how the scenarios, how some of the cars work, the auxiliary tenders behind the locomotives are actually from the turbines. So they are kind of older stock. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, there we go. Got a good shot from that. But yeah, this is a mismatch of equipment. First thing is the Clinchfield Challenger herself, number 676. And like I said, the Clinchfield did not have a locomotive 676 on the roster. They did have locomotives 670 to 675, I want to say. They had a collection of equipment. Another car in the contest you might recognize, actually, from another video of mine, is the St. Louis Steam Train Association's Firefly. This is actually labeled in the game right now. I've labeled it as a CSX generator car, the CSX Illinois. So she's a different locomotive. It's a different car altogether, but the same kind of concept here. All right, that's enough water in the boiler. Actually, yeah, let's keep it moving. Keep the boiler. Oh no, we're blowing the safeties, and we've got so much fire in the. Turn that off too. We're kind of blowing our safeties quite a bit. But yeah, we'll be traveling about 15 miles to about here, which our destination, our arrival time is 44? Well, yeah, 44, and it's a 10-minute stop, so not quite a ways. But the whole trip will be more of a slower run here. And we've got 45 minutes to get there. I looked at it, like a 45-minute run. Ah! Now that we've got things moving, I could actually switch the... Well, no. But yeah, there's quite a bit of history here. So I was planning on a Christmas special for a long time, and if you remember, if you've ever been with the channel for a long period of time, like from the very beginning, mind you, you may remember that there was a couple Christmas specials I used to do for Railworks Sundays. And lo and behold, there's not much in the way of Christmas stock, honestly, for the game. And then I decided, well, why don't we make our own Christmas scenarios? And that's what I did. The Santa train was probably one of the few things I really... When they released the Clinchfield route, that was one of the things I really wanted to get done, was make a Santa special. Because it was always one of my favorite videos to watch when I was on YouTube, was the Santa special. I'm actually going to reduce the reverser even further here, because we're picking up speed a lot more frequently here. And we're blowing our safeties and kind of everything like that, so I want to keep it kind of maintained here, around 15 miles an hour. But yeah, the whole contest itself is kind of a mismatch of equipment. So we have the Challenger, which is one of the Smokebox's locomotives. And then there we go. And then we have the auxiliary tenders, which are from Sherman Hill, but they come with a turbine. Then we've got the FEF3s, passenger equipment, machine rails, 1500s, and then the what's it called? The shark noses from DTM, digital train model. Granted, that's one of those things where it's like I literally had to mismatch a bunch of the equipment just to get the look of the Challengers. So, alright, so we're doing okay. And we're going to be coming up to Towers, Maine, and it's about 3 miles out. You can slow down here a bit. There we go. Kind of adjusting the throttle is kind of tricky here. I've used this locomotive. I barely use this locomotive all too much. But yeah, she's a nice looking locomotive. If she could stop blowing her goddamn safety valves. I'm probably going to have to turn down the audio a little bit more in the post-processing right now because it is loud. Like, just from my headphones alone, like, it's loud to listen to this thing. So. But yeah. we are like the locomotive. Now, there's some interesting history behind what happened, like the 1992 Santa Special. This is 1992. Keep that in mind. And the Challenger came from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Kingsport, where she would operate the Santa Special. And she was relettered to Clinchfield number 676, where she was given a bit of a photo opportunity for a little bit, I think in Huntington, West Virginia, somewhere around there. It was somewhere, there's a town, she was relettered in Huntington, in one of the Huntingtons. It was either Huntington, Tennessee, one of the towns. But she was relettered to Clinchfield 676, which was a fictional number, but was an honorary member of the class. But basically, it's just one of those locomotives that she was given the roster number because of just reasons, I guess. But I had heard stories about like how the Challenger ended up, like what had happened to the Challenger in some ways. So one particular story I had heard is that while on the Santa train, going through one of the nearby sidings, she clipped a hopper on the front pilot here. And it damaged her basically damaged her running board as she ran through the siding and then clipped the hopper, denting the hopper pretty badly too, I think. And then it was one of those things like, oh, whoops, and then proceeded to keep going. Another situation was, I want to say, the Y back at Kingsport. So when she arrived in Kingsport, the plan was to turn her around at a Y track, which crossed over the street. Well, the Y was so sharp that the rear tender truck, the rear centipede tender, I think the first couple axles were jumping off the rail as she was being pushed through the Y. And they tried so hard to get that going, to get her turned around. But eventually, the union, both Steve Lee and the team were like, this is not going to go well, and decided to stop actively trying to push it around the Y. They even got a rebuilt GP30 to kind of pull it around to see if it could, because it was going over the crossing, and then at the crossing, the tender truck was actually riding up over the rails, which you don't want to do. In fact, the incident happened again, this time on the West Coast, with Union Pacific 844. As she was being turned around on a Y, the rear centipede tender truck actually fully derailed, going over the Y track, and they basically were like, whoops, just re-railed the tender. And it's not uncommon. I believe there was another incident with the 4014 where one of her trucks did derail on an excursion out of Cheyanne or something. It was during her very first excursion. I think something derailed on the way between Laramie and Greeley, Colorado. And it was like, oh, whoops. Something significant. It was either a lead driver or something like that. And then, Union Pacific Steam Power has had at least one derailment post 2010, post 90s. With the latest one being 5511, while in transport to Illinois to be restored, one of her drivers jumped the track, which was when I saw pictures, whoops, that's not how that's supposed to work. The Union Pacific. Now, granted, moving dead locomotives is not as dangerous as moving a live steam locomotive, a steam locomotive that's under pressure and everything. And possibly going to explode in your face if you derail it. I know derail value is kind of exaggerated, but locomotives do that when they derail. They literally will blow up in your face. Because the lower the water gets, the more likely it is to explode. But yeah, they've not had, 1395 in particular has had quite the history to it post-steam era. So, between the modern and... So, during the time she was operating under the Union Pacific as an excursion locomotive. Oh, dear God, the stories I've heard of this thing. One such story I remember hearing distinctly, and some people, I don't know... I can find the pictures of it, because this was talked about on one of the Discords I'm on. to get the dynamo to work at some point in her career, they strung a hammer across they strung a hammer to the dynamo. They linked it to a hinge system and whatnot. And to get the dynamo to work, they linked this hammer up with a string in the cab, and they pulled the string, knocking the hammer into the dynamo to get it to work. And then recently, I'd recently heard, there's this whole video from the MW, the Whistle guys or something like that. I'll link the video in the script. I'll link the video somewhere in the corner here. But they actually were put in charge of restoring the 3985's whistle. The whistle was beat to hell. It was either 3985's original whistle, or they had literally just beat the crap out of it when they replaced, they either replaced it at some point, or it was just like, what the fuck happened to this thing? And then you have of course you have the incident at the Santa train, the 92 Santa train, where the locomotive runs into a hopper and bangs up the side of the car, the running boards, I guess. I don't even know if they ever fixed that damage, honestly, to be fair. I don't remember what they did. But if I would assume 3985 did get repairs sometime after that, so. But yeah, that was something. The 38, and then by 2009, the early 2000s, she legit was on her last legs. I'd heard stories where she was being held together with duct tape and chewing gum. It was a mess. She was leaking. She had a leaky boiler to the point where they did not feel comfortable running her long term. That was one of the reasons why she was retired in 2010. She ran for a few years. She ran off and on out of the yards after 2010. There's a video of her in 2011 going out of the yard and then coming back in, just to make sure that her boiler wasn't leaking so badly that they could use her. But things like when she was pulling the circus train in 2010, 2011, she was doing that just barely, though. There was a reason why they had diesel behind her. The locomotive was not in the greatest shape. Oh, we're able to go 20 now. Oh, not for long, but I'll keep it kind of steady about 15 miles an hour. But, yeah, it was just the locomotive was in bad shape, and I'm glad she's being given a third chance at life, thanks to the team over in Silva, Illinois. I think it's Silva. It's one of those things where it's oh yeah, these guys are legit working on getting this locomotive restored. But yeah, the Challenger, yeah, a beast of a locomotive that was just treated poorly by the steam team at the time. Now, granted, the steam team has since changed hands. We now have Ed Dickens, who's in charge of the steam program, not Steve Lee. And from what I've heard about the Union Pacific Steam program, currently, oh my god, did some crazy crap to really legit get this locomotive, these locomotives operating and in compliance with the modern day safety regulations. For one, the dual beam headlight that 4014 wears, and possibly soon 844. I'm assuming 844 is also going to get similar treatment to 4014, because the 844, being the living legend, she's more famous. She's just as famous as 4014. But the 4014 given dual beam headlights, was given PTC, and the PTC system that they've done with that locomotive basically add a third dynamo and wired all up in the tender, where there was not really much need, because they put it in the compartment where the stoker went, which was kind of funny. Because they're never going to use it. They don't have a stoker. It's an oil burning locomotive. But they basically put the PTC down here in the corner of the tender where the stoker motor is. So yeah, it's quite funny to know that when that was all done, the various problems with the 3985. It was just like, oh, no wonder they retired this thing. And of course, there was rumors right after 2010 they were gonna put it on display back on display in Cheyanne Depot, which is where she was originally, and they were not gonna run it and all that kind of stuff. And I had seen the Challenger once. I personally saw 3985 back in 2009, not knowing that would be the last time she would run out to my area. Like, she literally, that was her last excursion out to St. Louis, and now I've actually legit had 2 experiences with 2 locomotives in the past that have run their final run just months before I even realized it. Because I had actually caught 1522 on her last trip to Quincy, Illinois, back in 2001. That was her last, in March of 2001, she pulled her last excursion up north to Quincy, Illinois, and then came back. And this was during that was kind of during the NHS convention of March of that year, or like it was like something special that time. And me and my dad, my brother, all went, and I think it was Clarksville, Missouri, where we caught it. Where we caught the 1522. Just stayed. It was a whistle stop. I had a whistle stop at, I think it was Clarksville. It was far up north of Missouri. And I didn't know it at the time, but that was the last time she would be running up north. And literally, I think like less than a year later, it was announced that, yeah, we're going to be retiring this locomotive we're going to be running her for the last time on September 22nd, or September 28th, 2002. And then, lo and behold, like, oh god, I just realized that was like less than 6 years later. Less than 6 or 7 years later, we saw the Challenger come to Pacific, Missouri, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's a giant locomotive. We'll never see this again." Little did I know that literally would be the last time we would see the Challenger running out of that area, and it was quite the spectacle, honestly. I remember distinctly the one memory I have, and I never got any videos of that particular the Challenger coming to town. But the only reason I remember it distinctly was because my dad had a Pontiac Transport van like this, and it was in this teal blue color that no one ever had. Like you see this van and you see the teal blue color of it. Like it was like this teal blue color. It's actually the color of the CSX passenger car back there, actually. Like a very light, or like what was it? It was like this weird pale like blue color to it. It was like it's a teal color, and it was like, why is this thing like that? And lo and behold, and but like we decided that we weren't gonna sit there and wait for it to leave. Instead, we were gonna chase it, like catch it later further down the line. But as we were trying to pull out of the parking spot that we were in, we didn't know this, but for one reason or another, somebody had directly parked behind us, blocking us in. And my dad was trying to maneuver our way out of this parking spot to chase down the 3985. Well, as he did so, he scraped the side of another vehicle that we were parked next to. He's like, "Oh, GD, god damn it, mother!" It's like, oh, well, that's not good. We ended up missing the challenge. Like I think it was just as she was getting ready to depart, too, that that happened. And it was one of those things where like, oh, yeah, that's not gonna happen, is it? And yeah, it didn't. But it was a fond memory, kind of a funny memory looking back on it now, because that van was a piece of crap. I think like a few years later, the upholstery on the top of the roof was falling off, and it was kind of hilarious because every time you would get in, it would be like, it'd just like sit on your head, like the power door would eventually broke, so you had to pull it open. And keep in mind, this is like an early 2000s van. This was a piece of shit. It was literally one of the dumbest looking pieces of crap that we operated. That we got. Oh, whistle post. That's a first. But yeah, it was one of those, like, the van, like, it was just like, oh, yeah, that's, interesting. Oh, I know this spot. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Okay. Ah, fuck. Can I get a good view, get a good video of the locomotive rolling by here? This will probably be the end card, honestly. Silence? My lord. There we go. There we go. And she's speeding, I'm sure of it. I'll just close the throttle and open up the cylinder cock. We'll see what we do. Yeah, we're speeding. We're going about 30. That is not ideal. Are we going downhill? No. I was also pretty quick on the rebound, but yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, just letting the... Is that the blower? Oh, we drained the boiler. I don't know. The boiler pressure's pretty high. A little truck over there. That's funny. We're not. I know we're speeding, but we kind of got to catch up on time here. Where are we at? About 6 miles out from Dale. And just so you guys know, we're not going to play the whole scenario. The intended length of the scenario was actually just to get to the first stop and then stop from there, because the entire run would take us well over 2 hours. So I'm probably going to do one run like halfway through here, and then we're going to kind of stop there. So. The speed, we're going about 20 miles an hour now. Okay, cylinder cocks are open, locomotive is running. Now that we're under 20. But yeah, the intended, like, so there's a bunch of little things here that are going to be, like, hopefully I'll release these soon, but I plan to release the CSX Transportation cars, which are supposed to be back there. I had a bunch of reskins planned for the CSX Transportation business fleet for this run. And, oh, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that. So it's a bit of a delay to get it to, like, get the steam chest to kind of die down, but that's actually correct. Yeah, like, because of how big this locomotive is and everything. I'm going to reduce the reverser even further. About 20. We don't even need it that high, really. Probably been draining. I mean, we can drain the boiler pressure a bit more, but you know. But considering the most of the train here and everything, we should be good. So ETA is 42. And yeah, we're not gonna make it to the next destination on time. I don't know the original track speed on this line, honestly. So, and we need to keep the throttle open just a tad to get over this tunnel here. Around this tunnel here. Lights. Alright. Turn it off. Got steam going to the cylinders, so we don't need to worry about that too much. The clanking is not too bad. Granted, this is Smokebox, so he's a well-known developer. He's very good. he's a great developer. It's one of the reasons I chose this locomotive in particular rather than the old school Challenger, because it feels more, well, challenging. So got that going for you. But yeah, I hope to have a little bit more going for the scenario as time goes on. Like I said at the very beginning, this is not done. This is not even close to being done. So when I get the scenario finished, like I actually plan on making this a fully playable scenario from the beginning. Like you can play on the workshop or somewhere really. But as it stands right now, it's not gonna I'm not gonna be able to release it anytime soon because it's not even done. You know, like smoke box and everything. Okay. Is the fireman putting water in the boiler? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming that's what that noise is. Slow it down a bit. We gotta be there at 5 minutes and we're kind of, yeah, ETA is about 42. Yep. Oh god. We're running slow here. At this rate, I could probably just run it a little faster than normal, but you know. What you do what you do. Oh, cooling tipple. Automatic switches. Oh, interesting. Interesting setup here. Bridge there. Oh, this is a good shot. This is definitely a good shot. Okay. Yep, we're speeding again. Jesus. There we go. That'll do. That'll do as an image here. Is this where we're going? No. Are we going upgrade or down? Oh, we're going downgrade, I think. Let's go ahead and shut the throttle off and open the cylinder cocks. She's slowing down a little bit now. I want to say that the brakes are legit the things that are slowing us down here. So I think one of the brakes on the cars here or something like that. It's something interesting. Here she comes. Get another image of her running around the corner here. That's not a bad view, honestly. It's just no audio. As soon as the first car goes away, the audio just dies. And then once the camera gets in position, the train pauses the car. There we go. Whoop! Convenient. There we go. That'll do. We're now traveling at 26 miles an hour. Fucking Christ. I can never get the speed right on those turns. But that's fine. Still seem to be picking up speed. Alright, shut the throttle off. Open up the cylinder cocks. At this rate, I probably should put the brakes on a little bit. Just to make sure we, okay, there we are. 4 miles? Yeesh. It's gonna be a while. bending around the corner here. I thought I put some freights out here, but I'm not sure. I know there's a couple of freight trains sitting out here on the line waiting for us to get by. But I'm not sure where I put them. I think it's just after this next siding here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's at that side. I think it's a Dale. Or was it Derail? What is that siding? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Got the cylinder, open the regulator a little bit so we can get the train moving. That's a really cool shot. Hold on. There we go. A good shot of this here. Because we need like I said, I do need a thumbnail, and I usually get a thumbnail while recording, so there we go. That'll do. There we go. Here we come to a tunnel. Now, I did originally for a long time. I did run this with using the AI engineer, but knowing full well that the AI engineer has no clue of what he's doing on the Clinchfield Railroad. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like get around the tunnel here, and then we'll. There's a rock in the tunnel. Whack. You know, that's interesting. Let that open up a little bit again. The hell? That's interesting. Didn't even notice that. Alright, well, we're good here. I feel like I should put a consist over there or something. I don't know. It'd be nice. Woo! Speeding up again. We'll wait till we get out of the tunnel before we shut down the throttle. Got another. Oh, there's the freight. I was wondering where it was. I was wondering where the hell it was. Here we go. It's a U-boat. Set of U-boats out here. So I don't know if this was actually the freight that they ended up running into. But it was one of those situations where, yeah. That should do it. There we go. Got it. That'll do. Okay, good. I want to make sure that our cylinder cocks are open so we don't run off and blow our cylinder heads. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. That's that. Oh, Bethnon hoppers over here. That's the end of the siding here. Here and kind of work our way out. What the fuck? Oh shit! Really? Running out of space? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm running out of space. That's funny. Well, that only means that I really do need to end up deleting that, like, basically cleaning up some footage here. So. I'll record this again later too, honestly, if I need to. Ah, slow down. Did it again. Oh, it's mainly because we're on level track. Yeah, that's probably what it is. So I got about 2 miles out here. Alright. Here she comes. There you go. Oh, the cocks are open. Okay. Alright, well, we're good there. A thick black smoke as we dump coal in the fire, obviously. Should check on the water level, actually. I haven't checked on that in a while. Boiler water level. Boiler pressure, boiler water. Yep, the fireman's doing a great job of that, actually. Well, that's good. And how far we got? We got about 2 miles out. Okay. Alright. Now, like I said, this is a work in progress scenario, so don't expect much in terms of like audio and whatnot. So, or not. Well, there's supposed to be ULO scripting and stuff, so I got a lot of plans for this, honestly. What's going around here? Oh, is that a crossing over there? Ah, fuck. No, there's no crossing here. Still gonna be a bit. There's a cut down trees over there. And a tunnel. Alright, well, no matter. Keep things moving. Keep an eye on the space here. Jesus. Didn't realize it was that low in space. Huh. Okay, well, no matter. Keep things moving. But yeah, that definitely proves that I need to end this video. I got a notification basically saying like, yeah, you're running out of space here on my computer. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I've been running out of space for months. So yeah, we're way over the time. Kind of running late here. That's fine. Alright. I might just speed up and go above track speed just to get there, so who knows. It will take an hour to get over there, though. I will admit that, so getting the train moving is kind of key there. Okay, there we are. There's our siding. Alright, just let it open. There we go. Maybe if I apply locomotive brake, maybe that'll help. Or something? Something needs to be... I need to do something to keep the speed down here. What about 25 at this point? Corner. Lots of tunnels. Lots of tunnels in this division here. Thick black smoke coming out of the stack again. Alright. Woof. Looking good though. Looking good. Alright, so the next destination should be about 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Running a bit late, but that's fine. About 6 miles out. Yeah, that's looking good. And they're not doing too... like, they're keeping the coal down, but not the way I would like it. What is that? Oh, milepost. Milepost 14. Keep things going here. But our first stop is on the horizon here, finally, and we will end the scenario once we get there. So, that's going to be good. It's about 44 minutes. So, I literally have been... so, like, I started the scenario at 10 o'clock, by the looks of it, and we're about 44 minutes in, so that's good. That's about right. I'll definitely need to adjust times and everything on this scenario. Because, like I said, like this is supposed to be part 1 of 2 scenarios, and I want to get things that I want it to feel just right. So our destination arrival time would be about maybe 11:05. So not too bad. Safety valves keep blowing. Just keep moving around here. Yeah, let's see here. I want to say there's a maintenance of way contest not far from here too. Something. I want to say there's something out here. No, it doesn't look like it. Not a tunnel. Jesus H fucking Christ. Man, it's like the rat hole of it. It's like just like there are like a bunch more tunnels out here than I expected. 6, 7. Oh, not too bad. Doesn't look like we're getting any more speed out of this here. So 22? Is that right? That seems odd. It says 6 miles out. And I don't know where we are. Are we down here? No, we're show player. Here we are. Oh, we're way up there. Holy fucking Christ almighty. Yeah, we're way up there. And that definitely... Oh, there's the maintenance way contest. I knew it was out there somewhere. It's gonna be a bit, though. So 11:05 is probably when we'll probably stop, so... That would definitely be a long scenario here. 47 minutes. Long video, about 6 minutes. Kind of weird to see the reflection of the tender in the background of like these hills and whatnot. It's like a projection or something. Okay. Huh. Oh, Fremont. Fremont is our stop. Okay, that's fair. Okay, we definitely need to apply locomotive brakes here, because this is getting ridiculous. Keep speeding up rather rapidly on these descents here. Come on, brakes on. So using the locomotive brake seems to work. Basically, working against the brake is what I want to do here. There we go. Maybe not that fast. Kind of adjusting, though, using the brakes and the throttle on the locomotive is kind of key here. I really want to make sure that we don't, like, run off. Come on! I really need to apply more. Yeesh. Alright, there we go. We're at 82. I'm going around the corner here. Alright. Okay. There's a space going here. I need to make sure I'm maintaining that. Eesh. I'm going around the corner. Holy crap. A little bit more on the throttle here, boy. Kind of bleed out the throttle and everything, so we're good here. These curves. No wonder they hit the hopper. It's like super tight and everything. Like, holy crap. Oh, dear God. We're coming up to another tunnel here. There we go. Headlights on. And another tunnel coming up here. Okay, we're maintaining speed here. That's where we want to be. We want to maintain speed. We want to maintain power. We want to maintain our throttle. Okay, we're kind of slowing down, not by much. So I have the locomotive brake on and everything. Yeah, that's going to take us a while. Holy hell. Get a little bit more in the brakes, or the reverser here. Come on. There we go. 40 should do it. There we go. She's doing okay now. No, faster. Got a signal there. Huh. Clinchfield signals. Alright, a little bit down on the throttle there, or reverser. We want to make sure she's got like full beans and everything, but you know, not too fast. Alright, a little bit less. I like how I'm using the reverser now to maintain speed and not blast through the route too fast. Okay, about 5 miles out. And we're going to be arriving there. Oh, God. Yeah, that's not going to be doable in the length of time we have right now. And the space on my computer. The space on my computer is not going to handle this. Funny. We are maintaining speed. We are kind of like maintaining a good speed and everything. So that's good. And max speed on the line is 20 miles an hour. At least on my particular run. So. We're about 5 miles out. And this tunnel's at a 5-mile marker. Alright. Okay. This might need to be a two-parter. Maybe. I don't know. Green light. Clear. Funny how you got a signal right out of the freaking tunnel here. What? Didn't even see the crossing. Oh, there's the maintenance way contest. He's just sitting there. Just being a dude. Okay, let's get one final shot of the locomotive as she rolls by. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry that I didn't get to complete the full scenario, but like I said, work in progress scenario. Still got a lot to do. But yeah, like and comment down below. Subscribe if you guys want more. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.